Hey YouTube, I've gotten quite a lot of questions about how I made the Beats by Dre helmet, and I've decided to do a compilation video of all the pretty much all the parts that I did to create the helmet. So hopefully most of you can uh, try and create it yourself or show how much effort really went into making that helmet. So without further ado, here's the whole thing in its entirety from what I recorded, starting from I think taking apart the headphones. So if you guys have any questions, leave them down below, obviously. Um, there's going to be quite a bit of videos coming up, so enjoy, guys. Alright, so here we are back with the Mark 7 cast. And this is a super secret project. As you can see, basically this is just a raw cast. It's not finished. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the back piece here. And the faceplate. And you can see it's not been trimmed yet. It's fresh out of the mold as of yesterday. It needs a little bit of cleaning up. So, but what we're going to do today, we're going to cut the ears out. So let me go ahead and start that real quick. Before I do that, you notice I'm wearing gloves, and obviously you should be wearing some sort of face protection as well. When you're doing fiberglass work, you should be doing something along the lines of this, just because of the chemical toxicity of the fiberglass resin. So, but this is just because I'm cutting fiberglass. It's a good thing to do. So now that that's on, we're going to go ahead and cut this piece here. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm just going to cut it along this edge here and then down here. So basically we're cutting off here. There's one side. We're going to keep these here. I'm going to go to the other side now. And there's two. So now I'll be waiting for some other stuff to come in, but basically I'll be cleaning up the helmet and then doing some other work to it, just kind of getting it ready for finish and whatnot. It's still pretty rough, but we'll deal with that. So this will actually get a full paint job, and it will actually get hinges and lights in it as well, and a custom paint job. So stay tuned, guys. If you guys have any clues as to what this will be, leave them in the comment section down below, and then obviously like if you like this project, even though you don't know what it is, and then we'll go from there. So but as kind of an idea, we'll be sticking these on the bottom side of this here. So basically we'll be attaching these here. So if you guys have any clue as to what that is, as I said, leave them down in the comments, not down below. I won't tell you what exactly this is until the project's done. And you might be able to figure out by some of the YouTube posts I'll be doing soon. So thanks once again, guys, for watching. And if you have any questions, obviously leave them down below. Thanks. Alright, new camera. Full HD. Kind of sweet. We also got these in the mail today. So we'll be doing some taking apart of these soon. So yeah, this will be interesting. Alright, so today we'll be doing a set of Beats by Dre Pros. What we're going to do is actually take these apart. So I haven't seen this done at all on YouTube, and we're going to go ahead and do this now. So basically, unfold the headphones here. What I'm going to do is the ear pads are actually stuck in it. I'll show you in a second here. You basically push down and rotate to pop off the ear cuffs. So as you can see there, there's a slide inside there. So basically you want to do that for each one of these here. Just pop them off. Next, what we're going to do is we need a T5 connection, star bit basically. As you can see here, it's a T5. So what we're going to go ahead and do is start unscrewing this here on the inside. I've already started this already, so the next thing we're also going to need also as well as a soldering gun right here, or a soldering iron, because we're going to have to disconnect the earpieces from each other to get it to work. So, and as I said, I haven't seen this done at all on YouTube, so this will be a first, I'm sure. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, awesome. Alright, so that's off now. Now you can see that there's a wire that runs from the headphone in between here, and then it goes up and around, and then up into the headphone onto the other side. So basically what we're going to do, let's see here. This is the first time of me trying to take this thing apart, so just bear with me here for a minute. Okay. Anyways, that's the first part. So now I got to figure out how to get this part out here, and it's not going to be as easy as I thought it was. Okay, so let's go ahead and disconnect the other side then. That's just basically unscrewing it here. Now I've noticed that there has not been a disassemble for these headphones at all, so I'm kind of going through this as I normally would take something apart, and this is obviously a discovery in progress as I go along. So there's another one there, another one here. Now these are cast aluminum. They're good quality headphones. I've noticed that. As opposed to my Sonys, which are all plastic. I've actually had the ear cuff break on mine a few times, and I've had to replace it. So, but these seem like a pretty good headphone. So let me go and pop these out. There's that. Now I got to figure out how to remove this section here, which I'll probably stop doing the recording on it for a little bit, just to kind of try and figure out what's going on with this, because I don't want to run on with the new 1080p video that I'm taking. So, but basically, let's see. Once I take these off, there's a wire that runs right in between here that has to be unsoldered from either one side or the other to get it apart, so I can get it out of the headphone or the headband. Once the headband's taken apart, I'm sure that'll be easy as well. So, but that's the first part of this video. Basically, just you need a T5 screwdriver, Torx screwdriver, and that's what all the bolts on this are. So that's the first part of this video, and we'll go ahead and continue on once I figure out how to take these out. So, alright, thanks guys. Okay, so this is part 2 of taking apart Beats by Dre Pro headphones. Alright, so after a little bit of prying and prodding, I figured out that there's a cap that goes between this part here and the swivel. So basically it's there's a cap on top, just a beauty cap. Looks something like this on the underside. So as you can see here, it's glued, and then basically unscrew it. So once you get that off, you have a plastic piece for the swivel, which is in between, and then the wire, and then obviously you've got another set of screws underneath this as well. So after I take this off, I've already taken off the headband piece, so you can see it's a Beats Pro. Basically, so I'm sliding this off here. I'm going to take this completely off here and the wire out from underneath here, and then completely take this apart. So once I get it somewhat more apart, I'll show you guys. But this is basically the swivel. There's a B cap here that goes there, and there's a screw there that goes there as well. So so this is part 2. I'll have this more torn down and kind of explain some more things about it. As you can see here, the actual speaker isn't all that big, but it's got a lot of connections on it. There's probably about 6 connections on the speaker. 3 of them come in from the headset, and then the other one goes to the pass-through for the headphone connection. So you can either go from here, input here, and then output to another headphone here, or the other way around. So I may leave this out, I'm not sure, but this is basically what it is. So as you can see, there's a whole mess of wires right there. So but anyways, I'll continue on with this teardown a little bit, but just kind of want to give you guys a heads up on how that's attached with the beauty cap and then the screw underneath. So alright, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Thanks a lot. Alright, so here we are at the shop today. Got a piece of aluminum stock that I'll be cutting with the handy dandy Kalamazoo, and it's just about done. Anybody want to try and guess what I'm creating today? Well, stay tuned. We'll show you what that is soon. Alright, so now that we've got our chunk of aluminum cut, we're going to go ahead and slice it in half now. So what I've done is basically set up a jig so I can push it straight through without any sort of wobbles or whatnot, instead of trying to freehand it. So it's kind of like a table saw, but a bandsaw table saw kind of with the guard. So let me go ahead and start cutting this, and then I'll be right back. And here we are with our 2 pieces of aluminum, solid chunk aluminum. So anybody still want to guess what this is yet? Any clue? Any idea? Not yet? Well, guess what? I'm going to the drill press now. So we'll go ahead and head over there. I'm going to lay these up and then start drilling some holes in these things. So be right back.
I am Batman.
Alright, so here we are at one of my favorite tools, the drill press. So we're going to go ahead and start drilling this now. You always want to start with the smaller size bit whenever you're doing machine work, so you can work your way up. I've already marked my hole, and I'm going to go ahead and start just drilling here. And I'm looking to probably go about ½ an inch down. So with the gauge up here, I can kind of gauge exactly how far down I need to go. So that looks like about it for now. So let's see, is that right? Yep, ½ an inch. So I'll go ahead and unchuck this to the other side, and then we start with some of the other holes that'll go longitudinal this way. So stay tuned, guys. So here we are back at the drill press. I've already go ahead and drilled the holes here. As you can see, that one's stops in there, and that one actually goes all the way through. So, and that hole here goes to about right here. And then I'll be cutting these pieces in half. So, and then shaping them afterwards. So, anybody still want to try and guess what this is? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? Alright, so basically I'm going to drill this again here. So on with the drill press, down with the drill bit. Alright, so we're back at the Kalamazoo. We're actually going to cut those pieces now in half. So let's go ahead and do that. Fun stuff. It's like watching grass grow or paint dry. And she's off. Okay, so if you look at this now, it's actually got a hole in the end of it, and that hole is completely not connected to that one there. So this will be the front piece of what I'm creating, and the piece in the vise over there will be the back. So I'll be doing that to the other side as well. Still any guess, guys? You can see the hole right there for the other one. Right there's the hole. So but yeah, so I'll be doing this, and then I gotta do some shaping, and then some other stuff. So stay tuned, guys. Alright, so here we are back at the bandsaw. Always remember, goggles or face shield must be worn while operating this machine, or any heavy machinery. So what we're going to go ahead and do now is actually cut out these pieces here. As you can see, this is the front, and it's got the hole there for the mounting, and then it's got another hole back there for mounting. If my camera will, there we go. So a hole there and a hole here. So I'll be cutting this section out here, and then same thing with this one here, which is the back. So as you can see, it's got the hole there. It's got a hole that goes all the way through, and then hole up front as well. So I'll be cutting this. I'm not going to try and film and cut at the same time. It's just a little bit too hard to do. So I'll be right back in a second. Alright, and here we are with our pieces. They've all been cut. I've cut the edges out here, and they just need to be shaped now. And then I need to actually thread the inside of these here, and here, and here, and here. So that'll be next. So anyways, you guys still want to try and guess what this is? Bet you probably don't know. It's a cool project though. Enjoy doing it. Anyways, leave your comments down below if you think you know what it is. If you don't, guess anyways. So anyways, on to the next step and more videos. Alright, so here we're back with the Beats by Dre helmet. So the ear cups that go into the helmet. And what I'm going to be working on today is actually the back portion of the helmet. So as you can see, I've cut out, compared to one of my normal IronMan helmets, I've cut out this section here, as I showed in one of the other videos. And now it's time to reattach that. So if you can take a look at this, you can see when this fits inside here, there's a gap. right in between here and there. So I'm going to have to fill that gap and then make sure that the ear cup will actually fit properly in between those spots. So I may have to do a little bit of trimming here. Now, I'm sitting here thinking about it going, well, maybe I'll just fiberglass across, putting tape down as a barrier and then go from there. Well, I've already got pieces made, so why would I do that? So what I'm going to go ahead and do today actually is I'm going to go ahead and hot glue these sections here together. So basically I have the section already done, and then I'll have to just cut the ear out. So what I'm going to do actually right now is hot glue this using a hot glue gun. And let's talk nowadays about gun control. We need more gun control. It's a hot and burning issue. Alright, so I'll go ahead and hot glue that in there. Let that sit. And once that's there, dried, well, it's going to take a while. Okay. It is hot. Alright, so now that that's done, I'm going to do the other side as well. What I'm going to do then is I'm actually going to go ahead and tape the section here across, and I'll probably do that right now if I can find my tape real quick. There it is. And basically what we're doing with the tape is we're just creating a barrier so that when I fiberglass this, it'll be flat, at least to a certain degree. And you can also kind of set edges and whatnot with it as well. So, so that side's ready to go. I'll be fiberglassing this up in a little bit here, because I need to get moving on this helmet. I've been down sick a couple days. You probably hear my voice, it's a little bit raspy sounding, so I'm going to stick this right here for now, and then hot glue this one here. And since this section here isn't going to be used, I'm going to actually be cutting it out. That's why I'm hot gluing it there. I'm not trying to hot glue it down here, because if I did that, then I have to pick hot glue out of the fiberglass, and that's no fun. So it's kind of like doing peppercorn files, and then once you get to the hardening process, if you use too much hot glue on your joints and whatnot, then you end up picking out hot glue. So, but anyways, so tape that off there. And then it'll be onto the fiberglassing. So I'll be right back after I fiberglass this. Alright, so here we are back with the back part of the IronMan helmet. So we're going to go ahead and fiberglass these parts in. I'm going to throw the gloves on real quick, break up the fiberglass, put the respirator on, and do my best Bane impression. So basically what we're going to do is I've already dremeled out the sides of these things. Let me show you real quick once I get the gloves on. What I've done is dremeled out, because these edges were meant to meet up, so there was actually lips in between here and this part here. So I dremeled those out, and as you can see, I've already kind of laid down some fiberglass. So because we want a nice flat surface to fiberglass on top of. So let me go ahead and put the respirator on. So, and get the fiberglass. Alright, since we're going to be just doing a little small section, it's not a whole lot of fiberglass, so which is kind of good. And go ahead and get this on here.
Alright now, so we will be fiberglassing inside of the helmet.
And once again, you always want to use gloves and respirator when you're using fiberglass. It's highly toxic, poisonous.
And as always, there's two different ways you can always do the fiberglass. You can always lay it down first and then push your fiberglass mat or cloth into it. Or you can do it like I do, which is basically just wet it from the top and let it go down. Now, with these two pieces here, I'm just going to go ahead and push the fiberglass in. And we're going to want to go a little bit further past the edge of it. So then it goes into the edge of the helmet down here. And then we'll work with it at that point. So then next we will be putting another piece of fiberglass on the other side for reinforcement. Adding more fiberglass resin as we go along. Now, if I did not have these pieces here, we could simply put them in the mold. Create a cast of these pieces there, and then pull them. But if you do not have the mold, it would be much harder. Now, when you're getting towards the end of your fiberglass resin, you want to make sure that all your bubbles are out of the piece that you are trying to create. If they are not, they will become weak. Weak, much like a Batman. So now that they're finished, we will wait for this to dry and continue on to the other side. Thank you for watching.
Alright, so here we have the finished Beats by Dre War Machine, or actually IronMan helmet. It's War Machine colors. As you can see, there's the headphones inside there. So the back, and then obviously the custom mount brackets. As you can see from back here, I've actually got it wired up through the post there, going through to the other side, and then it's wired up through the inside here, and then into the headphone. So a little bit of trickery to get that done, but that was pretty simple. So, but anyways, so that's the Beats by Dre helmet by Jay setup. I got to put the hinges and do it real quick, and it should be about done. So, but you guys have any questions, let me know. That's pretty much what it is. If you like this, subscribe, like, share, and obviously, guys, do your thing. Thanks. So this video was going to be about the Beats by Dre helmet and the assembly with all the electronics. As I kind of went through this project, it became more apparent there was more of an electronics tutorial with the cool helmet rather than just the Beats by Dre helmet assembly. So, but as I worked through this more and was doing a lot of soldering, a lot of wire prep, shrink tubes, all sorts of stuff. Basically, it became more clear, more evident that this is something that I should be using more than this. These control like lights and fans, and this is a rotary control for faceplate, so you can open and close it. The reason this is so big is it's got a 12-volt battery in it, and then also a smaller 5 or 6-volt battery. So that's all within this case with an Ethernet connection, so you can go ahead and send the signals up to the helmet. But with this is a Palalu Mini Maestro controller, servo controller, and basically a push switch. So, I mean, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes along with this, but the momentary switch would cause the
pull out a loop to get a signal saying open or close the faceplate and do certain things. So this, compared to all these switches and dials, makes it much easier. So, but there'll be a tutorial on this soon. But with no further ado, here is the Beats by Dre Assembly electronics tutorial.
Alright, here we're back with the Beats by Dre helmet by Jay. This came back for some motorization for the faceplate. I've already got the faceplate hinges installed. So basically it's just a step to install the motors and whatnot. So, which I have over here. I'm going to be doing a simple setup on this one with just servos, controller, or a servo tester, and then a battery switch. So basically you turn this and it makes the servos go back and forth depending which way you want to go. So that'll be the next. Basically I've got to desolder the earpieces. I got to redo some of the aluminum brackets that I created. I got to smooth them down and kind of touch them up a little bit, and then add another post for this. So as you can see, there's a pass through here. I don't know if you can really see that. Let me show you. There's a pass through right there. Basically I hollowed out the bolt on the inside and then ran the wire through here and then into the helmet, and it runs along the inside of the back there. So basically I have to desolder this to take this one off to make some adjustments to this bracket here, so it works better. So but that's pretty much about it. That's the Beats by Dre helmet. It's got a set of blue lights installed in it, which kind of makes it easier, you know, or that's what the customer wanted. So but basically that's the helmet. This side's looking better than the other side. So but if you guys have any questions, let me know. It was a pretty simple setup. Took a lot of work to get the brackets machined and whatnot. So, but when I get this motorized, I'll be giving you an update. I'm also looking into trying to put a fan in maybe that would suck air in at the top and then blow in over the top of the face. So, because the client wants it's kind of a hot helmet, especially if you're doing a lot of activity in it. So I know that when I wear my suit, it's usually pretty gets pretty warm. So, and I usually run around the faceplate open just because there's more air coming in. So, but anyways, if you guys like this, subscribe, like, share, and as always, guys, do your thing. Thanks. Alright, so here's a follow-up video to the IronMan cooling system for helmets. Now, here's a really super shiny helmet. What I've done is I've actually taken and cut out the inside, so you can see down here there's actually a cut through in the vent. So what I've decided to do is actually do this. If you see here, I've got a CPU fan. It's a 5 volt. Your normal CPU fan will be actually 12 volt, is notified right there. And this one's 5 volt. So what I've done actually is I'm actually going to flip this around the other way, like that, and as you can see, I've cleared out the inside of the heat sink. So, and I'm still kind of working on it. As you can see, I've got half of it done there, and the other half's not cut yet. So basically it'll be something along the lines of that as opposed to that. So what this will be doing is installing right here, and I'll be epoxying or fiberglassing that in there. So basically you got your air intake from here, your fan will be on top, and then there'll be a shroud over the top of this to blow air over your face. So that's pretty much the concept of that. I'll be doing some more on this soon, and some more videos on it when it's installed, but just kind of want to give you guys some concepts and ideas on how to do this. So if you guys have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. And as always, guys, like, subscribe, and do your thing. Thanks. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and install the fan system here. I've laid out some 2-part epoxy, quick epoxy. And I'm doing this with a toothpick for a few reasons. I'm going to apply it on the bottom of the heat sink area and let it sit overnight, and then I'm going to go ahead and fiberglass it. So And basically I'm just taking it and sticking it on the bottom of the heatsink. And we kind of want to keep it away from the mounted nuts in there that have already epoxied to the bottom of it. So do that. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I want to first off attach it on, obviously, on the inside of the helmet. But when I do the fiberglass, I want a barrier between the fiberglass and this open area here, because I've already kind of reamed it out and done what needs to be done. So I'm going to let that sit. I'm going to add a little more on the sides. Just to kind of hold it down and add an extra layer here. Alright, and there we have it. So I'll go and let this sit for about an hour. It should be fine. If I was kind of really concerned about the bolts, which I'm not, I would probably run some bolts in there with some wax in it, just to kind of make sure that it doesn't stick. So but that's pretty much about it. So that's the installation of the fan heatsink. And I'll be doing some fiberglass probably either later on tonight or tomorrow. So I just kind of want to make sure that it's all layered in there, so at least I have some sort of protection against the fiberglass I'll be putting in there. So alright, so that's about it. Let me make sure that's straight before it sets. That's about straight right there. Okay, so next is fiberglassing. Alright, so here we're back with the Beats by Dre helmet with the fan install. So as you can see, I've already kind of layered up a little set of fiberglass on the inside. Basically what I did is just take blue painter's tape, line the outside of the edge of it with that piece of clay that I had in the center, which is right here, and basically just fiberglassed around that. So then when I took the clay out, I had a nice little recessed area. So now what I need to do is actually build up a little rail across this side, and I'm going to work on this side next, and then just build it up with fiberglass. And once I'm done with that, there'll be two screw holes here to hold the fan in and the shroud that'll go over the top of the fan. Plus there'll be another screw set here and here, so the shroud will stay closed and sealed. So I'll go ahead and lay this fiberglass up first. I prefer to do one side and then the other, because then I can kind of gauge on what needs to be done or how high or whatnot. So so I'll go ahead and start laying some fiberglass in there. Now for this, I'm just using matte, just straight matte. I'm not using the cloth because it's just a filler. It's not a structural thing, although it does help with the structure of the center mohawk. It's not, there's such small pieces that it wouldn't really make sense to lay cloth in there. So and the matte seems to get a little bit better of a grab at this point, so the surface would be too uneven for me to try and put a cloth in there. So but anyway, so I'll go ahead and do this, and then I'll be back in a little bit with the other side, and then we'll finish up with the installation of the fan. Alright, so we're going to be doing some talking about electronics today. This is a setup for the DJ helmet, and basically it works like this. You have your control board for the servos, your switch, and then I have another switch I got to pull down from my box up there. I put some stuff away. So so you have three controls on top. Now, what I'm planning on doing is actually putting an RJ45 connector or Ethernet cable on the back end of this. So, that being the case, I've got a connection from the box all the way up to the helmet. So, this would be the helmet here. And as you can see, basically it would be your eight cables coming off of, or eight wires coming off the cable. So 3 of them will be used for servos. That's a positive, negative, and then a signal wire. Positive, negative for the LED eyes, that'd be 12 volt, and then positive, negative for the fan, which is also 12 volt. So there'll be 1 unused wire. Now I've done some thinking about this and was trying to figure this out. And essentially there are 2 servos in the helmet to lift the faceplate. So if I use an RJ45 connector and it's only got 8 connections in it, okay, and we need 3 for the servo, because you got your positive, your negative, and your signal wire. Let's say we add another servo. So that's a positive, negative, and your signal wire. That means we only have 2 wires available for power, which would be positive, negative. Those 2 wires would have to run the LEDs and the fan. The problem is I don't want the fan running all the time. I want the fan to be switchable. So the other option would be for me to install a switch on the side of the helmet somewhere, a little push button switch. So basically you can turn it off and turn it on. Kind of didn't want to do that. It's a little bit too much extra wiring. However, I have figured out a way to make it so there's only 3 wires that are being used for both servos. Anybody want to guess to what that is? Leave them in the comments down below, and we'll discuss it. So basically that's the setup. I'm going to get the rest of the equipment tomorrow, and everything should be up and running by tomorrow. So I've been running a little bit late. The fan installation took a little bit longer than I thought. Let's see if I have that helmet around here somewhere. Yes, hold on. So here's the fan install. I still have to install the cover on top of this, but once that's done, then I got to put the servos in. So, and I built some linkage mounts, or some mounts basically to put the servos in. So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe, and obviously, as always, guys, do your thing. Thanks. Here's the fan system for the helmet. Basically what I've got is a switch connected to power supply. These are chained together at the back here. So basically one power supply supplies power to both switches, and then which one will be LEDs, which I'll show you later, and for the fan. Now this is a 12 volt fan. You can see here I've got the 8-pack of batteries here. So and it actually is pretty strong. Let me show you the fan. I'm going to kick it on right now, and I've got a bunch of balsa wood scraps in here, so it's enough to blow them around and make them not stay there. So that's pretty good airflow. Upgrade after the 5 volt that I was using. This actually has a little more air draw. I got on this one here I actually put a piece of foam. It's kind of hard to see. There's a piece of foam down there, just to add kind of as a buffer between here and the top, and to give it a little more space, so I actually have some air to blow through there. Now obviously the more I take out from the inside, let's see if you can see the inside here. You can already see it. Kind of already pulled out some of it, and then there's a black line on there on the inside. I have to take this back apart, and basically I'll probably either use a soldering iron or something to cut the inside out, shape it. So, but that's the fan system. So today we're going to be talking about the Beats by Dre Helmet by J IronMan helmet and the control box. So here we have the control box. It's pretty simple. Belt clips on the back to hold it on to your belt, and we got a power switch on the side here to control the servos or to turn on and off the servo mechanism, and then an RJ45 connector, which simply just basically plugs in just like that, and then this attaches to the helmet. So nice flat flat RJ45 connector, Cat 5e. So, so let's go ahead and open this thing up. So on the inside, besides a whole mess of wires, we have an 8 gang of AA batteries, which equals out to about 12 volts. That runs the fan on the inside of the motor, or inside the helmet, and then also the LED lights. Then we have a by 4 AA battery pack, and that runs the chip with the rotary connection on top. That's for the opening and closing the faceplate. So pretty simple. And then it's wired to here, to the switch for this connection here, and then this is wired here, and then seried across there. As you can see, there it's basically power comes in, goes from here to here, and then this sends the power out to the respective devices. So that's pretty much about it as far as the control box goes. I'll be showing you more of the inside of the helmet soon, and the faceplate hinges and setup and whatnot, and servos, and we'll go from there. Alright, so here we're back with the Beats by Dre IronMan helmet. So as you can see, I've got the control box hooked up, the RJ45, and it hooks up to the back of the helmet there. I had to do that for sake of getting the helmet on and off. Otherwise it seems like it's kind of an issue. There's not enough room in the back of the helmet to get it on because of the RJ45 connection. So, but anyway, so there's the box, there's lights, and I'll be doing the other things such as the fan. The fan's already hooked up. You probably couldn't hear it anyways. And then the faceplate control, which is here. So I'll be doing a second video soon. I think I've already done 2 videos already, I think, for this one. So I'm going to split this up into 2, and it'll be next will be the inside of the helmet. Show you how it's all wired up and whatnot. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, like, share, and as always, do your thing. More updates on this tomorrow. Alright, so here's the final Beats by Dre setup here. I've got the control box, RJ45 connector, connects to the back of the helmet, and the back here, and everything's powered by this here. So I just put some fresh batteries in there. This is a switch for the faceplate, and lights, and then fan on the inside. So it's pretty simple. The inside's a little bit kind of crazy looking. The fan's still going. There we go. Okay. Basically, we have lights. Basically, if you turn them on, you can't see any blue in the back there, but you can see the eyes are blue. So, but anyways, that's pretty much about it. If you guys have any questions about this helmet, let me know. It was a lot of work to do, and this is the cord for it as well, so you can plug in either side of the Beats Dre setup. So, but that's pretty much about it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Subscribe, like, comment, share, and as always, guys, do your thing. Thanks. Alright, so here we're back with the Beats by Dre IronMan helmet. So as you can see, I've got the control box hooked up, the RJ45, and it hooks up to the back of the helmet there. I had to do that for sake of getting the helmet on and off. Otherwise it seems like it's kind of an issue. There's not enough room in the back of the helmet to get it on because of the RJ45 connection. So but anyway, so there's the box, there's lights, and I'll be doing the other things such as the fan. The fan's already hooked up. You probably couldn't hear it anyways. And then the faceplate control, which is here. So I'll be doing a second video soon. I think I've already done 2 videos already, I think, for this one. So I'm going to split this up into 2, and it'll be next will be the inside of the helmet. Show you how it's all wired up and whatnot. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, like, share, and as always, do your thing. More updates on this tomorrow. Alright, so here's the final Beats by Dre setup here. I've got the control box, RJ45 connector,
connects to the back of the helmet, and the back here, and everything's powered by this here. So I just put some fresh batteries in there. This is a switch for the faceplate, and lights, and then fan on the inside. So it's pretty simple. The inside's a little bit kind of crazy looking. The fan's still going. There we go. Okay. Basically, we have lights. Basically, if you turn them on, you can't see any blue in the back there, but you can see the eyes are blue. So, but anyways, that's pretty much about it. If you guys have any questions about this helmet, let me know. It was a lot of work to do, and this is the cord for it as well, so you can plug in either side of the Dre Setup. So, but that's pretty much about it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Subscribe, like, comment, share, and as always, guys, do your thing. Thanks.